Thanks for tuning in to Quillbilly Garage. Today we're going to revisit this 1971 International 1510 truck. This box truck was a support truck used in Hollywood productions. It was a wardrobe truck, and then it was used for the tools and equipment for building sets. So this truck, if this is your first time seeing it, I recommend you look at one of my previous videos where we do a full walk around of it. So today we are going to try and start it up. It has probably not run for 15 years. We're going to give it our first try today. We did a little bit of prep work. My son pulled all this. The engine was not seized, but just for good measure, my son pulled all the spark plugs, put a little bit of oil in the cylinders, let it soak for a little bit, and then rolled it over by hand slowly, make sure there weren't any tight spots in the cylinders. And when that proved to be good, he then hooked up the battery and cranked it over with a starter. Had one spark plug wire come apart that we had to repair. He also did a cold compression test while he had it apart, and well, we'll just say that the cylinders all had compression, quite a wide range of compression. I think it was somewhere around 89 psi up to 180, something like that. 180 seems high, but that's what it said. So the next thing we did in prep, we checked to see if it had spark. It did not. So we pulled the distributor cap off, filed the points. Then with the key on, opened the points up with the tip of a screwdriver, and I've got spark at the points. I have not checked at the spark plug. We're just going to go ahead and try to run it. I pulled the fuel line off, as you can see right here, put a piece of hose on it, and ran it over to this old milk jug to capture any nasty fuel that's been sitting in that tank. And then so for today, I've got this line hooked up, going up to the roof with a boat can with a little squeeze bulb to pressurize it. So we are going to pour a little gas down the carburetor and crank it over and see what happens. I've got my safety equipment here and a little gasoline to pour down the carburetor. So let's see what it'll do. Alright, I turned that off because the throttle was stuck down. We got to do a little more exploration here. Stop it. Alright, we're back at it. The throttle cable, the spring seems to be returning the throttle. We've got a loose battery cable here or something that's causing sparks. Not sparks, but smoke. We'll give it another shot. Alright, so that went pretty well. You noticed it was quite loud. I don't know if you can see it from here, but yeah, you can. Where the exhaust pipe comes up and goes to the manifold, it is not even hooked up. I know when my friend loaded up this truck to bring it over here, I believe the exhaust pipe caught on the back of the trailer as he was pulling it up, and it broke loose. Glad we used this milk jug to capture the old gas, because that doesn't look like anything I'd want to run through my carburetor. Well, I'm excited that it got going so easily. I look forward to moving it. As it is, talked about this in the last video, you get a dry covered spot and it ends up filling up with stuff. So I need to look through the stuff in the back of the truck to make sure stuff isn't gonna fall out, fall over, or break when I'm moving it. I'm gonna go ahead and start it one more time for this video. See if we can run it for a little bit longer. All right, so I'm going to call that a success. You can see we got a little burn off, smoke coming off the engine. I'm sure that is from all the oil that we had put in the cylinders and then blasted out, and it got all over the sides of the engine on the exhaust manifold and such. Got quite a bit more fuel in the milk jug. So thanks again for tuning into another episode of Quillbilly Garage. I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.